Thanks for coming. Looking forward to playing. Obviously, it was good to get out and play a game with Windsor there. And, I think you can practice as much as you want. You got to find some things out about your team and definitely have a lot of room to grow. But I thought our guys worked hard, played as a team. And looking forward to this weekend. New Hampshire's, just like a lot of college hockey teams, they got a lot of new guys on their team. They got a lot of talented players on their team. They got a great coaching staff, a proud program, and look forward to seeing them this weekend. Yeah, I think we like the group, right? They're team guys. There's definitely a lot of talent there, and I think some of it is early season hockey, right? Is whether it be stopping on pucks or playing a little bit on the outside, and that's a little bit as expected. But I think this week we worked on some of that stuff, and the expectation is, yes, we're young, but we got to mature our game, and it's never going to be an excuse, right? And so we got to make sure that we keep growing those areas. But definitely they do a lot of things that you can't teach, and but I think continue to grow away from the puck, just like any young hockey player, will be important.
Rob, talk about the young players. You had that quote unquote third line of all freshmen. How did you like how their chemistry is developing on that exhibition?
Yeah, I thought they did a really good job, and that was actually one of the first things we talk about when we meet as a team. Like, at the end of the day, we gotta print a line chart, and if you're listed on the third line, that doesn't mean you're the third line. And the most important thing is on the line chart is the logo, and making sure we recruit kids that believe in that. So I thought those guys did a great job. I think they all kind of think the game, at a different level, and whether they stay together or not. But I think they all bring something special to the line, and our job's to help them keep growing. But definitely showed. If you look at scoring chances, they were all over it and created a lot. And I thought they did some really good things away from the puck, and looking for them to continue to grow on that this weekend.
You mentioned the lines is for New Hampshire, about 48 hours or so away. Is what we saw in the exhibition as far as lines go? Is that what you're looking at? Or are you still tinkering
a little bit? Yeah, still tinkering a little bit. But I think the nice thing is we got a lot of options. And I think we got some guys that can play with different guys, and our job's to try to maximize what the roster we have. And fortunate, I thought our staff has done a great job of putting together to have great options. At the end of the day, just like every game, we're going to try to put together the lineup we feel gives us the best chance to win a hockey game, and that'll be the goal on Thursday.
Coaches are expected to schedule a few cream puffs in the preseason, and you come out with New Hampshire and BU. That's by design, I'm sure. Is this young roster ready for what's coming?
Yeah, no, I think we are. I love playing as tough a schedule as you can, and I get it. There's different philosophies. I'm not saying ours are right, but I think you want to find out about your team right off the bat, and see what you have and see what you need to work on, right? And you can live in a dream world, and maybe some things don't come out, and we want to challenge our group, right? And so, fortunately, it takes a little bit of time to set up the scheduling, right? It's done about 4 years out, and so this will probably be the first year we've really been able to really design a schedule that we feel is best for our group, and our guys are excited about it too. And I think that's one of the reasons when guys look at possibility of coming to Michigan State, that you're talking about high-end kids. They want to play the best teams, and that's our job to try to schedule them.
And in that regard, your young players talk like when you step on campus, you're expected to play at this level. That's how you recruit too.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think that's every program's goal, right? You want to have a high standard, and the expectation is it doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. There's a standard of how to play the game, and it's our job to try to help them grow in those areas. And fortunately, we have a great leadership group, led by Bazzi, that does a great job of in the summer of establishing, hey, this is how we do things, and this is how we want to play. And we talked a lot, even after the game, and now is just that word of just maturing, right? And we're never going to use it as an excuse that we're young or that hey, we don't know. Our job's to teach you, and mistakes are going to happen, and but a repeated mistake is a decision, So if you keep doing those things, you're deciding to do them, and I think we got a group of guys that understand that, and we'll be better in the areas we want to be better at.
Can you talk a little bit about the expectations within the room? We know the outside expectations, right? And how you guys talk about that a lot, and how to handle expectations and how to handle success. Is it sometimes more difficult to handle success than maybe failure?
I think it is, yeah. I do think it is, because you get a lot of noise, right? And, if you're having failure, you can kind of rally the troops around that and responding to adversity and, you know, responding to success is I think more challenging, right? And especially in our world with social media and, you know, you get so much thrown at you about how good you should be and all in this, and we have draft picks and right, and there's expectations there, but you know, I can say that no one has a higher expectation than the guys in our room, you know, and I get it. Everyone around us is excited about our program and the direction of it, and there's pressure that comes with that, but that's how you want it to be, and you got to earn that pressure, and I feel like our group's done that, and but also knowing that when we come to the rink every day, those 27 guys in the room and our coaching staff, you know, no one has a higher expectation than that group, right? And so, and we're not basing it off the scoreboard. I think our sport's a game that you can play really well and not get rewarded, and you can play poorly and get rewarded on the scoreboard. So we're interested in quality of play and not judging ourselves on the scoreboard, but you know, our standard of play. And again, it goes back to leadership. I think we have a group of guys that understand that, and it'll help reinforce that in the room. Yeah, no, he is. He's a keep to himself guy, but I do think he's come out of his shell a little bit, and we've added him to part of our leadership group. You know, I think this is first time in, you know, a long time, maybe ever, that Trey's kind of the elder statesman as the goalie, right? Melvin's there, and he's got to help guide him, and I think that's a big bonus for Trey coming back this year. Is like hopefully he has a long career, and someday he's going to be the veteran, and you got to help mentor a younger guy and. Getting that experience, and you know, when the game's going, you know, goalie's not going to be super vocal, but he's a guy that all of our guys look to, right? He's got a calming presence. He doesn't get flustered, and I think he's earned his teammates' respect. You know that he brings it every day, and obviously gives us a chance to win every game he's in. But yeah, I think that's any young player coming up. You know what I mean? An opportunity to grow in that leadership area. He's got leadership qualities, and we're going to lean on him that way.
You think these young players like Riker, who played so well last weekend, and Lindstrom are turning some heads in their own locker room about how good they are so soon?
Yeah, I think probably when they started skating together in the summer, I think guys are smart, right? They can recognize and. But I think when you talk about really earning your teammates' respect, it's talent's one thing if you got skill or whatever, but you know, are you an everyday guy? Do you bring it every day? How are you in the weight room? What's your energy like for practice? You know, I think that's really where you earn your teammates' respect, and I think if you look at all those young guys, they've done a great job of that.
What's the excitement level for you when a season starts, if you can outline that?
Yeah, super excited. I mean, it's a long off season, right? I mean, you're waiting, you're chomping at the bit. The guys are around in the summer, and you can't do anything with them hockey-wise. So you know, obviously you're just trying to establish a relationship and also give them some space. It's a long year, and you know, you don't want to be in their face all the time. By the end of the year, they're sick of hearing from you. So, but yeah, super excited. I mean, I think I'll never take it for granted having an opportunity to coach here. You know, I think it's such a unbelievable university and a storied program, and to be able to represent our alumni and our fan base, and to come to work every day too is, you know, we got an unbelievable staff. We spend so much time together. So, yeah, we're excited, and that's what I think. I mean, we love practice. You know what I mean? Getting out and practice with the guys, and to me, the games are more for the guys and get out there, and we find some things that they need to work on or things they're doing well. But yeah, you can't beat that feeling with the season right around the corner.
Bouncing off of that a little bit, do you have a little bit of a speech for him for opening night at home? And you as a player, do you remember opening night?
Yeah, probably not. No, I don't know if I'm much of a speech guy. I don't know. I think that it's such a long season, and if you're waiting for the coach to give you a speech to play well, right? The goal is that the guys, and obviously, I know our guys will be excited. It might even be the opposite, right? Where we got to make sure we're focused on, you know, one shift at a time here, and you don't want to be too high or too low. And so, you know, I've talked to our guys about that. If you're waiting for some secret speech here, you're probably not going to get it from me. You know, I think it's the proof's in the pudding when you're doing it every day in practice. And I think when you put all that time in and the work in the weight room and on the ice, it's inevitable that it flows to the game.
Well, do you remember as a player how excited you were?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Probably didn't do a great job of like controlling my emotions. You know, I think I get probably too excited to play, and probably took a lot of bad penalties because of that. You know, you get so amped up. But I think, yeah, I mean, and I said that to our guys too. Is like, the games are awesome, and I mean, it's great to play them, but what you really remember when you look back is like the time in the locker room with the guys. Like when we have our alum back, they want to just hang out in the locker room and be in the locker room. I think that's what everyone misses, right? And obviously the games, it's fun, and for sure you miss playing, but it's spending time with the guys and a group of people working together for a common goal is, you don't get that in a lot of areas, right? And, you know, once our guys are done playing, it's just not the same as being in the locker room. So I think I know our guys are excited about playing. I can see it. We got one more practice, but we got to make sure again we take advantage of them like we have in the past.
What makes New Hampshire a good opening series?
Well, yeah, they play in a really good conference. You know, I think Hockey East is as tough as it gets. So they've played against really good teams. They got a really good coaching staff, and you know, they've done a really good job, you know, recruiting here. You look at some of the guys, the track record they have of scoring, and some of the guys they have returning. They got a lot of depth there. So again, a proud program that plays with skill and is competitive and plays fast. And it'll be a really good test for our group. And you know, I'm excited about it because I think that's what it's all about. You want to see where you're at as a group, and we're gonna see on Thursday.